My name is Claire Urquhart and I'm the principal here in Craughwell National School. So we're a very big school, we have 320 children. I think we're represented by about 19 different nationalities. We love the diversity that brings. We're situated, not too far from Galway City, but we have the lovely feel of a rural community. And we are absolutely thrilled to showcase our school and the creativity that we have just absolutely embraced since we took part in the Creative Schools programme a couple of years ago. It has totally enriched the lives of the staff, the pupils and the community here in Craughwell National School.
This is the Galway hooker art piece. It was a traditional Irish boat that was used for fishing and carrying goods along the west coast of Ireland. It also holds a strong symbol of a local heritage, especially here in Galway.
And we made it using loads of recyclable materials, such as plastic bottle caps and buttons. We used the buttons for the sun and some of the sea waves here, as you can see, and the bottles for the sails here.
We do loads of creative things like drumming, singing, and loads of other cool things.
We learned drumming and type of instruments. We got to learn new stuff when we did it, and I think it was really fun that other schools should do it too.
Drumming is very creative because you get to learn how to do different beats and songs. It's creative because there's loads of painting, fun and creative paintings around the place, and there's walls covered with clay like you saw out there. I like how you can make whatever you want and you don't really have to do certain things. You can just create your own games and make what you think is fun, and then you can upload it and other people can play it.
Hi, my name is Catherine Sheridan and I'm a Creative Associate with the Arts Council of Ireland's Creative Schools programme. I've been involved in the programme since 2018. It's a really lovely role. It's very different to my normal role. You're more of a facilitator, you're more of a friend to go in and support the schools in terms of where they're at with creativity and where they would like to go. It's about building relationships, it's about pushing boundaries, going outside their comfort zone, exploring where they could go creatively, going looking at a diverse range of art forms. But the underpinning of it all is the voice of the child and really ensuring that the children have a say in what they would like to do and you finding a way to make it happen. It's really fun, it's full of imagination and creativity, and it gives children a chance to explore their potential.
Catherine helped to ensure that the voice of the student was central to the projects, and of course the voice of the student is always very important in primary school, but we do have a tendency to almost kind of rein in our expectations of what we could achieve, and we look at things through the adult's lens and say, well, that sounds wonderful, but and we kind of put up barriers to certain initiatives, and I think Catherine was instrumental in helping to break those down and say, no, this is what the children want, let's give it a go and we'll figure out how we're going to do it.
Sometimes it's very hard to get the infant voice into what we're doing within the school, so we used a simple cut and stick activity with all the different varieties of creativity: singing, music, dance, cooking, gardening, etc. We had all the different pictures laid out, and we gave each child a choice of their 3 favourite creative items to do, and they cut and they pasted them onto 3 different number 1, number 2, number 3 big sheets, and at the end we had a real good sense of what the children wanted on an individual basis, and then we could really collate that information in order to come up with an idea.
I think that we look at the arts differently. I think we embrace them. I think we implement them as most effectively as we can within our existing curriculum, and there's room and space to do that within every subject area bar none. And I think we're more innovative, we think outside the box in terms of how we're going to teach different curricular areas, and we ensure that that we can bring the best type of teaching to our cohort here in Craughwell National School by doing so.
So reels are stuff they use to hold cables, and they got us reels because the cable was gone on them. So they brought them to our school and we got to put patterns, and on another one we got to paint countries.
That one was a big star, and this one for International Day.
I like that they're just really creative and different, really.
I liked learning about the countries and their flags.
Creativity is so central to all teaching and learning across curricular subjects. It can be embedded into absolutely everything, and it really helps to bring out the best in any lesson that you're doing if there's an element of creativity to it. And we're not just talking about the creative subjects, your visual art and your music and your drama, but also in subject areas where you wouldn't consider creativity as central to the subject. I would say that it can really enhance your lessons. It enhances teaching and learning, allowing children the possibility to get creative in whatever subject matter they are working on. I think it brings out the best in pupils. It enhances engagement and learning outcomes are much improved.
It just opened the whole door of creativity, and I think, you know, post-COVID, you know, with the terrible impact that we see here in schools on children with anxiety and the big push towards well-being. Like, that's what I love about creativity, because you can actually visibly see the children relaxing through whichever medium of creativity that they engage with.
It's to look at that curriculum and to hone it towards the children that sit in front of you. How we teach it now, you can look at it through a different lens, and you can look at how you can do it creatively based on the talents of the children that sit in front of you, and try and incorporate them within your teaching and learning every day within the curriculum.
We were doing ceramics with the foxes and the squirrels, and we did clay, and then we waited for them to dry. Some person came in and they heated them up really warm, and then we painted them.
And so we each picked a bird, researched a bit about it and sketched it out onto paper. We coloured them in. They were displayed outside our classrooms for a while, and then Maeve Gallagher came in. She brought it in clay and we got to trace out our own birds.
We have our student council badges, so I decided when we got our creative representatives from each class together that I'd give them a little badge, a little star, to show that they were part of the creative club and they were representing the school on a creative scale. And so them coming together every couple of weeks, giving their ideas, bringing back their information to their classes as class reps, that really embedded that this is an important part of our school, and that student voice was very important, and that they were representing their classes and bringing the ideas from their classes. And therefore we were embedding it all around the schools from infants up to 6th class, that everyone was getting a chance to get a go at one or other part of the programmes, and getting new ideas in, and realising the creativity isn't just that little niche little box that we tick every Friday or whatever, that it is throughout our everyday that we are working in a creative way to embed it within our schools.
I think the highlight from my Creative Schools journey was seeing the effect it had on the staff. I think it really brought them out of their shell, and I think that helped to embed it for years to come. Whereas if you were just working with the cohort of pupils and they did a wonderful project, I don't know if it would have embedded as much within the school. I think working with the staff and seeing them really come out of their shell and out of their comfort zone and shaking off cobwebs in relation to creativity and embracing the skills that they already have, I think that was most beneficial for me. But of course, looking at the results of the projects that the children were involved in, that's always a highlight for any teacher.
Creative Schools opened the door to creativity for us in this school. It really did. I mean, you can get caught up with the pressures of the curriculum, on the demands of the curriculum, and on the literacy and the numeracy and all the myriad of subjects that we have to cover. But by getting involved in Creative Schools and by seeing the enjoyment that the children got from it, that's the true value of it. When you see how much they love it, and how much they engage with it, and right across the board. Every child, regardless of academic ability, will engage with the creativity at their own level, and they all have, their own little quirks and their own little ways of doing it. But that's the beauty of it, and that's why, we have embedded it, and it is really thanks to Creative Schools that gave us that first little push in the right direction.
It's a really lovely school to have watched. They've really embraced creativity, they've really embedded the voice of the child in a way that is so strong and so pure and so honest, and the children acknowledge it and they see it, which is really, really important.